So here's the start of the 8. Okay, so up to this point, and let's see if I can bring it back a little bit. All right, up to this point, so you're here and there's already separation. By the time you get to here, all right, the first move is happening right off the gate, and the energy that you get up to this point is free energy. And that's one of the reasons why people go out so hard and kick. So you want to use this, A, to get out, but to also to set yourself up for a really, really, really good race. All right, and as you can see, the gap is forming a little bit. Okay, so you're here, and the top runners are all right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish, 7. All right, so 7 runners, and you're in the back, and there's already just a little bit of a gap, meaning you're not getting any advantage from them. So you're here, gap is there, so you're not drafting off anything or like that. These guys are probably going to be your top 3. These guys are hopefuls, and right there, there's a big gap. So right off the bat, you should at worst be within this group, within striking distance of them. So when these guys fall off, you have a chance to just pass them and latch onto that group. But if you look, so 27.9, you're already a second plus behind them at this moment. And that's going to be hard to make up. All right, so again, a big gap, and yeah. So you're going to pass some of these people, but look at how far ahead. Like, trying to make that up in a state championship, there's no way you can do that. You've put yourself at a deficit where like you can't even make that up. And you're off the pack. So there's no, like, there's an enormous gap there, and you may catch some of the people, but if you notice, he has left this group to move up to there, so he's now attached himself to this group. I think that's the Brossard guy. Whereas you're going to have to work hard just to get the group of people who can't make it in the top 4. All right, so again, we got the group, the 3 there that are probably favorites. He's tried to latch on a little bit. And then these 4 looks like, I don't know if they'll be much of a threat, and you're gaining on them, and that's good. But had you just gone on with them, instead of making a move up to them, your move right now would actually be going up to this guy, and you wouldn't even be worrying about these 4. And this guy right here seems to be tired. I think he's gonna bite it or trip. Yeah, like right there. So yeah, he's tripping, and you shouldn't even be in that situation. That could tie you up. I'm guessing you had to run around him or run over him. These people are getting tired, so it's not even like that gap is forming. Okay, so now you've just passed him. Here's the main 3. Here are the next 4. You should be up here already have passed him, trying to close the gap on these guys if you move out in that first 200, 400 meters. 129 at that line, can't really see. I don't know if they'll bring it up, but and you're closing on that next group, which is awesome. So if you notice, this guy has already come to the front of this group, and you're about to get on them, but there's so much distance to make up. There's no way that's going to happen. All right, you're moving up nicely, moving up nicely. All right, first, second. Okay, so think about all the work you had to do to catch up to get fifth. All right, this guy, he was up there from the beginning, got third. This guy, all right, ends up with fourth, okay, and you're fifth. He drops from fourth to sixth. So at most, these people, in terms of team points, are losing a spot maybe. And that's kind of negligent. But with everything that you made up, okay, so here's your gap. So if we are looking at this red shirt guy at like 147.3, so 2.5 seconds that you have to make up in that last 100 meters. It's impossible. And look at the strength you have. And if you look at how the yellow jersey and black jersey are fading, you're coming in strong. Look at your arm motion. He's about to fall over. Your arm motion is pretty strong. You have the strength to back that up. The issue is you gave yourself such a deficit from the beginning that you had to make up 2.5 seconds in the last 100. And you were able to make up a second and a half maybe. So if you think about that second and a half, if you take care of that in the opening, 400, you're looking at first or second place. And not only that, all right, these three are going to be doing your work. All right, so if you are actually up here, if you're up here, and again, this is the first lap, if you're up here with them, which you should be able to be, they're doing your work. You don't have to worry about their danger. This guy right here, we saw that he was in fourth. He finished in fourth. The only person who made a difference really here is you. You passed these 1, 2, 3, 4 people, so they each lost one spot, no biggie. But this gap right here, all right, is basically going to stay the same. If you move up here with these guys, then they're doing the work for you. You create such a deficit for yourself. And if we can just get a shot where you're running alone, like you're not drafting off anybody. Nobody's doing the work for you. Nobody's pulling you. You make that up by just getting up there with the leaders and being in contact. This right here is not contact. This green dude, he's going to die, but because he has contact, they're going to pull him along for the race until the very end. Hopefully this is the very end. Close to the very end. Look at it. They pulled him along, so he had no business running up here with them. And if you have another 20 meters, you pass these two. He decided to go with them from the beginning, and so because of that, they dragged him to third place when he should have been fifth, sixth, or seventh. So contact. Now you're in contact with these people, but it's late. So he was on top of them. You were gapped, and that's the difference. And so you had, depending on your kick and he looks like he's struggling. So I think realistically, had you gone with that first group, he would have been your only competition. You either get first or second. So there are two moves in the 800. There's the initial move, and then there's like the move at like 500 meters, and that's for outdoor. But indoor, it's important to get that contact right away because they can pull away from you fast, like they did here. And you made up a lot, but you created a situation where you did have to make up a lot. Outdoor, if you get contact, like this guy had, they're going to pull you along. And it is much better to be out-kicked for third place than to outkick someone to get fourth place. So you have the strength to back it up. That first 200 meters, you need to put yourself in a position where you can make your race. Hopefully that makes sense and that helps.